let's talk about one of the oldest myths in the car world, something you might have heard from your grandpa, or that one neighbor who thinks he knows everything about engines. The myth is simple: if your car is running hot or the coolant is low, just top it off with plain water. It sounds logical, right? Water is the original coolant. It's cheap, it's everywhere, and a car's cooling system is just moving heat from the engine to the radiator. But a modern car engine is nothing like the simple iron blocks from 70 years ago. The idea that water is a perfectly fine substitute is a dangerous oversimplification that could cost you a lot of money. We'll put this tale on the lift, look at the hard science, and see why your car needs more than just H2O. First, let's talk about heat. An internal combustion engine is basically a series of controlled explosions, and those explosions generate a tremendous amount of heat. The cooling system carries excess heat away and dissipates it through the radiator. This is where the boiling point becomes incredibly important. We all learned water boils at 212 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. Engine temps can climb well above that, especially under load, towing or steep hills on hot days. Your cooling system is pressurized, typically around 15 psi above atmospheric. That raises the boiling point. For pure water, a 15 psi cap lifts the boil point to about 250 degrees, 121 degrees. That's a slim safety margin. If coolant boils and turns to steam, heat transfer plummets. Vapor locks form, hotspots spike. Result: warped metal, blown head gaskets, even cracked blocks. A proper 50-50 ethylene glycol water mix boils at about 265 degrees Fahrenheit, 129 degrees C, under the same 15 psi cap, a crucial buffer. That keeps fluid liquid under extreme conditions so it can pull heat away from expensive parts. Running plain water is like walking a tightrope with no net. The higher boiling point of coolant is your safety net. For highway cruising or gridlock, that's why just add water fails. If boiling risk wasn't enough, here's the other end. Water freezes at 32 degrees, 0 degrees C. When it freezes, it expands, not a little, about 9% by volume. Inside tight engine passages, that force can crack cast iron or split radiator cores. A cracked block is catastrophic and expensive. Often in cold climates, antifreeze isn't optional, it's survival. A 50-50 ethylene glycol water mix stays liquid to about -34 Fahrenheit, -37 Celsius. That means immediate circulation at startup, not ice shattering your engine. Water freezes and expands with huge force. Proper coolant does not. Skipping protection before winter is like leaving home pipes full during a deep freeze. Except, the pipe is your multi-$1,000 engine. Water freezes at 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius. A 50-50 ethylene glycol and water mixture protects to about -34 Fahrenheit, -37 Celsius. Even in mild climates, water is a bad idea. Your cooling system mixes metals, aluminum heads, cast iron blocks, steel gaskets, copper or brass radiators, and water pump parts. Plain mineral-rich water is an electrolyte. Two different metals plus an electrolyte equals galvanic corrosion, a low-power battery inside your engine. Electrons leave reactive aluminum for iron or copper. Aluminum pits, rust and scale clog passages, impellers wear, flow drops. Modern coolant adds inhibitors that lay down a microscopic film, blocking water from metal and stopping the reaction, tailored for aluminum, iron, copper, brass, and solder. Heat and time deplete inhibitors. Follow your owner's manual intervals. Pros test freeze point and inhibitor strength. Using only water is like leaving a cast iron skillet in the rain. Skip maintenance and you buy hidden, expensive damage. Now, ratios. If some is good, is more better. Why not 100% ethylene glycol? Because pure glycol performs worse. Its freezing point is only about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's thicker, flows poorly, and transfers heat worse than water. Water has higher specific heat. Why? It carries more heat. The mix leverages water's heat transfer plus glycol's freeze and boil protection. 50-50 is the best of both worlds. Strong cooling, higher boil point, deep freeze protection. In extreme cold, 60% coolant and 40% water can push protection below -60. Never exceeds 70% glycol. Heat transfer drops and the freeze point actually rises again. For most drivers, pre-mixed 50-50 is the ideal, no-fuss solution. You can't grab any jug. Old green IAT was common, But modern engines use OAT or HOT chemistries, not interchangeable. OAT suits aluminum-heavy engines and can last up to 5 years or 150,000 miles. Always match the OEM spec, Dexcool, Ford WSS M97B44D, and so on. Mixing types can neutralize life or create sludge that clogs radiators, heater cores, and engine passages. Color isn't a guarantee. Check the owner's manual or ask a trusted mechanic to ensure the exact coolant your engine was designed for. The idea that water is suitable is busted. It might save you in an emergency for a few miles, but as a plan, it's trouble. Water boils too easily, freezes readily, and promotes corrosion. A 50-50 mix raises the boiling point, lowers the freezing point, and protects metals. Once or twice a month when cool, check the overflow reservoir and top with the correct premixed coolant. Don't fall for old myths, trust the engineering. Spend a few dollars on the right coolant. The cheapest insurance against massive repairs.